Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe. So today's video, or basically really just audio, is an audio of Madeline Soto's best friend, Sage. Now, the audio was obtained by Plunder, who was able to do a FOIA request and get the information sent to her, and she shared it with me. So thank you, Plunder. Now, we're going to listen to this audio, and it seems like a lot of it has to do with the period that they shared, or I guess like menstrual cycles. Then also the birthday party. You know, those are kind of the main things that they're discussing. So let me know in the comment section while you're listening what you think of various elements of it. Now, unfortunately, at certain points, I mention it again later, there's a lawnmower or some kind of huge machine moving around at some points, but I try to let you know what's being said during those moments. All right? So let's get started on the video right now.
The date is March 13th, 2024. The time is 4 p.m. We are at...
And if you recognize, that's the same detective who's interviewed Jennifer, Stephen Stern's parents, etc.
At Detective Morris, Detective Kaluskin, and this in reference to case number 24001896. If you don't mind, I'm just going to set this down here because I know you talk kind of soft, and so I can capture what you say. So, like I said previously before we started the recording, I'm here and I'm the lead detective that's investigating the case for Maddie. Okay. I know you spoke to Orange County detectives in the past. Some were all right, some were not so pleasant, according to your father. So I'm going to do my best to be as... I'm in a house right now with my wife and 3 daughters, so I kind of know how to talk to females and stuff like that. So I just have a few follow-up questions from when you spoke to Orange County Detective Payne.
It's kind of an awkward statement. I know how to talk to females, so you know, like what does that even mean?
I think his name was. Did you go to the Maddie's birthday party on Sunday?
Yes.
Who else was there with you as our friends?
Me and Emily.
Emily?
Yeah.
Do you know Emily's last name?
No.
Does she go to your school?
Yes.
What grade is she?
7th.
7th? Any classes with Maddie?
PE.
PE? You don't happen to have her phone number, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you mind giving it to me? Are you feeling better? Dad says you weren't feeling too hot yesterday.
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
Alright, so you two were basically the only friends that were there at the birthday party. How was she during the birthday party? Was she outgoing, happy?
When Emily got there, she kind of changed her mood, but I was the first one of her friends to get there, but she...
And so if you're not aware, Madeline Soto was basically groomed over the years and eventually killed by Stephen Stearns, the boyfriend of Jennifer Soto, Madeline Soto's mother. And this took place on February 25th, late in the evening. Could have been early in the morning on the 26th as well of February. And it's just about 10 months ago at this point. And it was absolutely, a barbaric act. Apparently, Madeline was at a birthday party. That's what they're discussing right now. Over at her grandmother's house. Jennifer had to work. Her mom had to work, so it wasn't there. And then Stephen Stearns came into town that night. And after the birthday party, Madeline was dropped off by her aunt at her house, and her and Stephen Stearns were left alone at that house for, 2-3 hours, something like that. And then, this is just going off of memory. And then, apparently, Jennifer came home and saw her and sent them up to bed to go to sleep together because she needed a good night's sleep because she has migraines, etc. And that was sort of a normal thing in their house and the way they would live. And it's not normal to normal people, but I think Stephen Stearns groomed that into being normal over time. So she sent them up to sleep, I think around 11:30ish, and the next morning he was supposed to take her to school, and he said he took her to drop her off near a church on the way to school the next morning. And there's actually camera footage of him driving around Madeline's either unconscious or lifeless body for quite some time, going back and forth, driving around, back to the complex, etc. I mean, it's really incredibly disturbing. Then eventually he goes to a parking garage of a corporate hotel office, and when he was up in that parking garage, he transferred her body from the front seat into the trunk, and then eventually driving her body quite a few miles away and dumped her body off the side of the road. He had a flat tire, it appears, and he had to get rid of her quickly, and he took her body across the street and put it in some like bamboo shoot trees. It was sort of like a hedges made out of bamboo trees, it looked like. And then eventually her body was found not too long after that because an individual saw him on the side of the road at that point, and then law enforcement found her body, and he's been arrested. At first he was arrested for the child pornography that he had on his phone, and it turns out almost all the images that were on his phone were of Madeline. And then an investigation came forward, and he had thousands of other CSAM materials from all kinds of different individuals out there, and he's going to be on trial for that and for the murder of Madeline Soto. So this is the interview with Madeline Soto's best friend.
She was kind of on me for stuff. Like, she would kind of get mad at anything I asked.
Like what? What would you ask her that would make her mad?
There was like food there, and I didn't know what the food was, so I asked, and after like 3 times of asking, she got mad at me asking. Okay. We were playing red light, green light, and she got mad because I wasn't standing in the correct spot, and it would just be about really little things.
Okay.
Yeah, so it sounds like Madeline was getting really frustrated at little tiny things, and maybe that has something to do with Stephen Stearns being around and her just not being able to be a happy little kid.
I know. It's difficult for me to ask, but I have to ask because it might be important in the future. I know you shared with either Detective Payne or the other female that was speaking with you that you and Maddie kind of were maybe on the same cycle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. And in the interview with Detective Payne, you said that Maddie may have gotten her period later on.
Yeah.
Was that in February or January? January. Okay. Did you two discuss at all about February's?
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so what they're asking about is it, I think what they're trying to figure out is it possible at that time that Madeline was pregnant? Because that is one of the things that a lot of us have speculated on, because what changed at that moment? It was her 13th birthday party, but what changed? Was it the fact that she's going to be becoming an adult soon and might start saying what has been happening over those years? Or if she was pregnant, I mean, we have no evidence at all that she was pregnant. They haven't shared that with the public, at least. And if she was pregnant, then he would have no out. If she was found out to be pregnant, had the child, it would be learned what Stephen Stearns was doing. And so he may have panicked when he found that out, or maybe he thought she was. Maybe she said her period was late and he freaked out and he killed her. I guess we won't know the answer to that unless he one day decides to tell the truth.
Because I think you also mentioned to him when she doesn't get it, she's kind of moody?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Did it appear that way when you guys were at the birthday party or the weeks leading up to it?
At the birthday party.
She did? Okay. She seemed...
And you can still hear, but this is somebody doing, like, I don't know if they're mowing or weed eating outside. I mean, it's crazy.
Of course they're going to mow their grass out.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to scoot a little closer. So during the birthday party, she seemed to act kind of the way she would if she didn't get a period.
Yeah.
Or she would, okay.
So what he asked her was, did she act the way when she wouldn't get a period before and she would be kind of emotional and act out? That's what they've established. Was she acting the same at the birthday party as those other times when she didn't have her period and seemed to be upset? You know, and it's interesting too, because that means all those other times she missed her period, she was probably upset like that because she thought maybe she was pregnant from Stephen Stearns. That's why she was probably acting like that those other times, because I don't know if a kid would really care that much if they're a little late on a period if they hadn't slept with somebody, you know, or been assaulted by somebody like Stephen Stearns.
Did she say anything else was bothering her during her birthday party?
No. Yes. Oh yeah, she had told her friends, like, literally, like, she told all of us, like, the day before her party. So she was mad that no one could make it because everyone was, like, out of town or, like,
Okay.
they couldn't make it.
And she was upset at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And right there, she said that Madeline was upset that a lot of her friends didn't show up because they were out of town and couldn't make it.
In going through Maddie's text messages, you guys appeared to have a group text going between you and a few other people.
Yeah.
Okay. She asked you about dates for MPAs.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have those text messages in your phone?
Right.
Maybe. And the reason I'm asking is because it looks like when she asked for the dates for the MPA, either...
Yeah. The thing I went to Monday. Oh, okay.
And it seems like nobody replied, or those messages did go through on her text, on her phone.
Now that machine almost goes off whenever she's about to talk. It's crazy.
So the MPA, I don't want to scroll through it. Is the MPA conversation before this or after?
She said it right here.
Looking at saved. And that's regarding the MPAs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it doesn't look like there was too many conversations after that, if any. Yeah, that's one I kind of... Scroll down to the bottom of the... How do I get that?
I think they're just going through her phone, looking at text messages.
We scroll all the way down.
Yeah, go to the very last messages that you had that Maddie would have been a part of. You're like my kids. Scroll forever.
Yes, lots of talking.
Oh.
What was that?
All right. I don't know. I don't know if this is because Maddie asked specifically in a text message. Do you know the date of MPA? Do you have?
And if you don't know what MPA means, if you could put that in the comment section, I would appreciate it. I was thinking maybe it was some sort of exam.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I forgot to mention, just for the record, Sage's mom is also present with this interview.
So I guess this is her best friend, Sage.
I can't find it.
Okay, that's fine. Going back to the birthday party, what time did you leave the party?
Picked you up like 7?
Yeah, around 7. I got home at 7:15.
Emily left the same time.
Okay.
Because I saw Emily walk out. Her mother was already there. Her sister, someone was already there at the apartment. And I
Picking up
stayed
Emily.
there.
Okay. Who all from Maddie's family was there? Was there a lot? Or?
Yeah, there was a lot. I can't.
Okay. Did Maddie say what time she was leaving the party to you guys, or what time she's going to go home?
I had asked her when the party was gonna end before Emily had came because she was asking.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I don't know, this party could last till like midnight or like 1 a.m.
Okay. Do you happen to know who took Maddie home?
I don't.
Or did she even talk? Did she talk about it? Who was going to take her home?
I know what the person looks like. I don't know like how they're
Okay.
like, related to Maddie.
It was a family member.
Yes.
It wasn't her mom's boyfriend.
The mom's boyfriend was not at the party.
Okay. Did Maddie mention to you that he was going to be at the house when she got home or anything?
So now we know for certain that Stephen Stearns wasn't at the party, everybody. Stephen Stearns was just visiting from Northport, and he showed up after the party and met Madeline at home after the party. And he got there, I believe, after Madeline was dropped off, and there's some weird timing issues. It's almost like he wanted to make sure he came home after Madeline so that he wouldn't be seen by the aunt. It was pretty interesting.
Anything like that? No.
I
Or
don't.
did-
Yeah, there was a lot. I can't.
Okay.
I'm just rewinding it a little bit.
Did Maddie say what time she was leaving the party to you guys, or what time she's going to go home?
I had asked her when the party was gonna end before Emily had came because she was asking.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I don't know, this party could last till like midnight or like 1 a.m.
Okay. Do you happen to know who took Maddie home?
I don't.
Or did she even talk? Did she talk about it? Who was going to take her home?
I know what the person looks like. I don't know like how they're
Okay.
like, related to Maddie.
It was a family member.
Yes.
It wasn't her mom's boyfriend.
The mom's
Okay.
boyfriend was not at the party.
Okay. Did Maddie mention to you that he was going to be at the house when she got home or anything like that? No. Did she mention to you about mom? Was mom working, or why wasn't mom at the party?
No, she didn't mention the mom at all.
Okay. Did she seem like she was upset at the mom? At her mom?
No, but I kind of figured that's why she was mad at like the party.
Because her mom wasn't there.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Now, I know you mentioned in one of the interviews that whenever you wake up, you always have messages from Maddie, regarding text messages.
Yeah.
And is that like on a daily basis? Or okay. All right. What would those messages just be about? Random stuff, or the morning,
She
or
would just say like, "Hi, good morning." She'd send me like a bunch of like Instagram and YouTube stuff.
okay.
So sorry about the audio there. So it looks like Madeline got home at around 8:30 to 8:36, and then Stephen Stearns got there at 8:43. But Stephen Stearns should have got home earlier. There's like a delay in time. So he's right here at 8:32, right? And then 8:10, Madeline is over in this area. I think she's near her aunt's house. Maybe they went there for a minute, but she may have let Stephen Stearns know, hey, I'm not home yet, or something like that, because it shouldn't take 10 minutes to get from here to here. It should take maybe like 5 minutes maximum. So back to the interview.
And from what I understand, she didn't send you a message that morning, Monday morning. And as long as you've known Maddie, have you known anyone other than her mother to take her to school?
No. Other than her grandparents.
Other than her grandparents, okay. Have you?
So she's saying as long as she's known Maddie, have you noticed anybody else take her to school other than her mother? And she said no, just her grandparents. So that means that, like Stephen Stearns, it was really odd that he would have taken her to school.
Have you ever met this guy, her mom's boyfriend?
I went over to her house like once or twice and he was there. I met him in person once.
Okay. Did she ever talk about him?
I knew she was on call with him a lot, and I knew that she had told me that he'd moved out of like the house.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I had asked to hang out with her, and we had made plans like a week or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day of, I wake up to a text message and it was like, "Hey, I can't. My stepfather's coming, and we're gonna hang out together for the day."
Okay. Did she seem like she had a good relationship with him?
Yeah, they seem pretty tight. They seem really close.
Okay. Did she ever mention anything that would may have been weird to you about him or mom?
Other than that they were like really close and that they were like always on call.
Okay.
Like when me and Maddie were on call, she was either on call with her sister or him.
Yeah, wow. So it sounds like this friend, Sage, has noticed that they were really close, that they were always on phone calls, talking to each other, but never noticed anything that was, weird other than that. And that just shows you the grooming power of Stephen Stearns, who basically made sure that Madeline never told anybody, and never told her mom, never told a soul what was going on.
Okay. With whose sister?
Her sister.
Maddie's sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Could that be her half-sister?
I guess.
Do you know her name? If I said her name?
No.
Okay. Alright, I think that's going to be it. I just needed some things clarified about the party, but she was definitely upset at the party.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel that she was upset at anybody in particular, or just upset in general?
Upset in general, kind of.
Okay. Was she crying or anything like that?
No.
Tell her what she would do. Tell them what she did.
When I first got to the party, she got mad because I didn't have a gift.
Okay.
Which I had already given my gift to her at school, but she had said like, "Where's like the rest?"
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her like this really big bag of like full of stuff, and I was like, "What do you mean? Where's the rest?" And she was like, "You said that there were gonna be like a whole bunch of stuff as like a joke, and then like, so where's the rest of the stuff?" And I was like, "This is it." So when I showed up to her party, she was like, "I barely got any gifts, and I was surprised I didn't get a gift from you." And I was like, "But I already gave you my gift at school." So, and then at the end of like the party, like when me and Emily were like leaving, she got mad at me because they didn't like shake all of like her family members like hands to like say goodbye, which I kind of was like, "Oh, bye." And then like I left, and then as I was like crossing the street and stuff, she got mad. She was like, "I always get in trouble after you leave because you don't say goodbye to everyone." And I was like, I say goodbye, I just don't say it very loud.
Did she always have these kind of mood swings, I guess you could say, call them?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know... Okay. Did she ever talk about her sleeping habits? Like, would she go to bed late?
I mean, that's sort of an interesting element, though. Why she would be mad that she didn't say goodbye to all of her friends and family members, like out loud where they could hear it, because she gets in trouble. I mean, I wonder if that's even true, that she would get in trouble by her family members if her friends didn't say goodbye to everybody. I don't know, it's interesting. I think she was just in such a horrible mood because she was probably late on her period, wasn't sure if Stephen Stearns had got her pregnant, and she's just like kind of freaking out and just in a really bad mood.
Go to bed early, sleep in late, get up early.
I know if she was like sick or something, she'd go to bed early, but she'd sleep in her mom's room.
Okay.
But other than that, she'd stay up pretty late.
Okay. All right. One last difficult question. Do you think her mom would hurt her for any reason?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm not going to ask you about him because you don't know him. Is there anything that you can think of, since we're probably not going to be talking again, that you think I should know?
And he asked that question while they were still investigating whether or not they thought that Jennifer was involved, and eventually they determined that they do not believe that Jennifer was aware of what Stephen Stearns was doing, and they don't think she was involved.
That about Maddie or anything that has to do with that household?
I know that they have roommates. She told me that he moved out and that they got a new roommate. I don't think I can think of anything else that was like weird or anything other than the whole roommate thing.
Gotcha.
Her phone is, I'm telling you this, so if there's anything that you need from her phone, we have to go get her phone fixed. For some reason, it's not letting her do, it's not saying there's a phone number on it anymore. It just keeps wanting to do the email address, and we can't get it back. So we've got to take it. So I don't know if we take it. We've been holding off on taking it until after you talked to her, because I didn't know that if we redid it, we were afraid she might lose messages.
Gotcha. If you could do me a favor, and they'll probably ask you when you go to the phone store. I see you have an iPhone. If you could back it up to your Apple iCloud.
Yeah.
Because they're going to ask that anyways.
Okay.
They may be able to assist you in backing it up. I don't think I will, but in the slight chance I may need, because we have Maddie's phone and stuff like that, so we have a lot of the messages already. It's just that one message was concerning where she asked the date for MPAs, but nobody replies after that. And that's the reason I was kind of needing clarification on that sort of thing.
Was that because nobody knew?
Nobody knew the date, and then...
Is that why you didn't answer?
Yeah.
It makes sense. If you do happen to think of something that we didn't talk about or something that just pops in your head, let mom or dad know. I gave him my card yesterday. Unless you want me to give you another one?
No, I'm sure he's right.
Please feel free to reach out to me. Then I can communicate through you so we don't have to bother. Because I know this is a very traumatic incident, And it's unfortunate that Sage has been talked to a few times already. It's just when a juvenile is involved and they have a best friend like Sage, that's the reason why. Because best friends know everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they know a lot more than parents and stuff like that. So I want to apologize. I don't know what happened with Orange County detectives. We don't work with them. But I know your husband was very upset yesterday when I came. And I hope I can kind of smooth that over. But
no, you did great. It was the line of questioning and some of the words that she didn't know, and then having to explain what some of the words meant was something we didn't really want to have to go through.
Right.
So, I will say that when she came home from the birthday party, she was upset because Maddie was on her about everything. Sage doesn't like guacamole. She got mad at her for not eating the guacamole. She was mad about everything. They went outside and played. She got a water hose and was she was very angry. She was mad there weren't a lot of presents. This is all the stuff she came home and told us.
Gotcha.
She was mad because family members weren't there, and Sage's birthday is at the beginning of February, and she'd been building it up all month that on her birthday it's going to be a really big event, and all this family's coming in, and then they didn't.
Right.
So she was very upset. So she's kind of breezed over it a little bit, but that was when she came home. That's what she told us.
Gotcha.
And there was this whole table, and there was one gift on it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So there weren't a lot of gifts. So I saw an interview with the grandmother saying, "Oh, there were all these gifts and all these people," and that's not what was portrayed when she was there, unless that happened after.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, thank you for talking to me. Thank you. Also, we're gonna conclude this interview. It is now 4:19 p.m.
Wow, I kind of really feel bad for Madeline. Doesn't sound like even on her last night there weren't a lot of people there. She didn't feel like she got a lot of gifts. Maybe she was just hoping. It just feels like because she was being assaulted for so long, it probably made her a really moody person, and you know, it's just, you can just kind of feel it, that her being, herself, has been completely altered by Stefan Stearns. And it might be the fact that she even knows that he's coming into town later, and to expect him when she gets home. And maybe she thought if she had a whole bunch of gifts, it could distract him for a while or something. Who knows? But yeah, you know, pretty interesting little interview there. I hope you guys found it interesting. If you could leave a comment in the comment section. I don't know what MPA means, so if you guys can let me know what that means, I would appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. And by the way, before you leave, could you hit that like button and share the video? All right. Well, thanks again for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.